Alright, today we are going to be working on a UPS system. We have Eaton is our brand. It's a 9PX, and we have one of these in every store. More for your register system, so if power goes out, you have time to power everything down safely and not lose any of those sales that are sitting there. First thing to know, don't unplug those. If you unplug those, you shut the power off to the store, not the whole store, but the registers, and then you have a lot of unhappy people up front. If you've done it, you know how it goes. It's pretty inconvenient. So first thing we're going to do is, the way this one is set up, the batteries actually go out that way. So that means that these need to be picked up, and we're going to set it on these totes, and then we should be able to service it. If you have a trip light, ask yourself too if that unit needs to be replaced. I know a lot of the trip lights are getting pulled and replaced with the Eatons, so if you see one out there, ask some questions before you go forward. It is up. Nice. So if the annoying beeping wasn't giving it away, that is what our fault is it wants a 4-year battery replacement. So first thing we're going to do is clean off all the dust off of these so it can actually breathe. Fans don't work very well if they can't breathe. And then we'll get this guy pulled apart. Alright, now we can hear ourselves thinking. So middle pops off first, and that's how you're going to access everything. And then these guys will flex up. There's actually going to be some screws underneath these. So those are the two that we need to loosen, and then this will flip up. And I was right, the top does pop. There we go. And it flips up. And there's our battery pack. And it slides in on the bottom. So, but before we go ahead and pull that battery, first thing we need to do is we need to put this into bypass mode. So I have freshly learned the buttons. It's been a while. So we're gonna hit enter. It's gonna take us into menu. We're gonna go to control. We're gonna hit enter. We're gonna go to bypass. So we'll enter. And then you will hear that it went into a bypass, which means we can pull this battery pack out and we won't affect up front. To take it back to normal, we would go back to normal. So we'll escape out of here, and if we go back, it says we're in forced bypass. Underneath here is where our battery is located, and our battery is held on with 2 screws. Now, 2 extremely long screws. That's riveting, watching my hand, so I'll move you over here. And for the most part, you won't have to lift this guy up. In this case, we just had to because there's no way you're going to be able to do this. The backup battery that we're changing? You want to go talk to them quick? Tell them we said hi? Alright, once you get to this point, you get this handy dandy handle. Now, it is locked into the back, so when you pull it out, you are disconnecting it from the back plane, just something to keep in mind. That plays a role when we put it back in too, so pay attention to, as you pull it out, how it went in. And that's our battery pack. So doesn't go in the dumpster, has to be recycled. And then these is your connection. So I have heard in the past that sometimes you do have to be careful when you're pushing this in. We'll kind of go over that when we do that. It rides on a track, but if you end up messing up the other side of this, you actually will have to pull this cover off and then kind of realign the battery pack to lock into it. But that's as easy as it is to get it out. Okay, so battery pack's here, old battery pack's there. This one goes in. We're in the same alignment that we were with the other one, so we'll push it in quick. All right, just had an excellent question. I have a tech with me today, and he asked, isn't there 2 batteries? And I said, I'm not sure. Let's open up the other one, because honestly, I don't remember. It's actually going to be your selection for voltage and another bypass option. But since we're able to override it in our actual control, we don't have to worry about going in here and changing it to bypass there. But you can see that would be a lever that you don't turn because you have 208 or 240, and we are 208 and we don't want it to be 240. So, excellent question. It's good to look at things. So, back to getting this battery in. Alright. So, it's always a little awkward because there's like a bunch of pieces and parts here. That's why you'll notice I use the blue tote and not anything higher than the blue tote, because you gotta get this battery lined up on this track. Don't forget to use your handle, that handy dandy handle that comes with this. And then you're just gonna slide it back. And hopefully we make good contact. And we slid in just fine. And our battery fault went away. Which, it had a battery fault flashing. So now we just need to put it back into protection mode. So same thing we did before. Enter, down, control, sweet, go back to normal, enter, and then we'll find out really quick if we didn't get the battery in, because they'll let us know up front. And once everything's in there, then we'll get this battery pack connected. And there you go, back to normal. So plate each just needs to go on it, and we're good to go. Hopefully not. What's going on with them? Then no, it won't be anything we did. Okay. Good question. And there we go. All done. Just get our covers back on, put it back in place. So, hopefully this helped you out. I know it wasn't the best filming I've ever done in my entire life, but a little weird being on the floor. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.